To be excited about life, you have to be excited about what you're doing for work because you spend more time there than any place else. How do you avoid a toxic work environment? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. Last time we got together, we were reviewing an article by a gentleman named Jack Wilder. Big shout out. 10 little things that can highlight a bad company culture. We went over 5 of them the last time. Let's go over 5 more so that you won't get yourself stuck spending most of your day, also known as most of your life, working at a place that you can't stand being. All right, the 6th one is that there's no excitement around challenges. Every workplace that you go to has challenges, whether it's trying to achieve the mission, the dream, the vision, or things that come up that cause, it's important, it's urgent, we have to take care of it right now. Watch what happens in an emergency. Are people invigorated or are they downtrodden? Do they see it as a chance to make an impact, or is it a regretful distraction from their social media time? Challenges and problems are great ways to build team cohesion and reinforce the company mission. When you go back in a job that something was greatly achieved, you will remember those times that you stayed late and had cold coffee or stale donuts to keep yourself going because you were so committed to the cause, the mission, the vision. And if you're not in a culture where people are willing to lock arms and embrace each other and work together, that is never going to happen. You remember those times. Those are the times that come back and say, oh, I remember that. And when the unexpected happens, high quality cultures recognize it as an opportunity to deliver something new. I most recently heard Drew Brees, who just retired from football, a certain Hall of Famer, from New Orleans, and he was asked about going back to work as the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints right after Hurricane Katrina. And his comment floored me because what he said was, you know what? I looked at it as an opportunity to unite the community in one of the greatest cities on this planet. Can you see why this guy was such a great leader on the football field? Wow, that's the attitude of a 5%er. They see a crisis as an opportunity to achieve more. Our 7th clue that you may be working in a toxic workplace is that everybody looks the same. All right, what does that mean? That means when you have a management meeting, if everybody is an old white guy, all right, and they don't have diversity, you don't have women, you don't have some younger people, some older people, you don't have people of different races and ethnic backgrounds, so on and so forth. That tells you that the company is kind of stuck in the old ways. And one of the key things for a company being successful is to have viewpoints from different angles. And that means that you have diverse company. You have people from different angles, contributing. You got to recognize this, folks, because it makes a company static. All right, they have a whole bunch of different key performance indicators. They have things that they measure. Okay, it's okay to have. You want to measure success. All right, I mean, you want to measure failure also. You want to have a measuring stick. You want to be able to keep track. You want to be able to keep score. You want to be able to say, we're making progress, because progress is the elixir. But if a company has 9 zillion different key performance indicators, different measuring rods, what are they doing? They're focusing on numbers. What you want to do is you want to focus on value. Are you giving value to the community? If they're focusing so much on numbers, they're missing the big picture. You're missing the big picture. I remember I was working at the library, and the director came up, this was a few years ago, and said, you know what, if you take out 5 books, we'll let you take out a video for free, or 3 videos for free, or something like that. Okay? And my first thought was, yeah, that'll really punch up the numbers. But then I said, what are you doing? It's like false information. You're doing it to punch up your numbers. You're not doing it to add value to the community. Do things, think about ideas that add value to the community, that make your purpose for being in business a reality on both sides of the balance sheet, both as the employees and your customers. 9th one, they hire all of their management from the outside. Okay, 2 reasons for that. Number 1, people don't stick around long enough to move into management positions. And the other reason is they don't have a coordinated program where they are taking employees, people that are worthy, and putting them into a leadership corps, into training people. So if you want to get a job and you want to be the bun man, let's say at McDonald's, for your whole life, all right, and certainly it's a worthy occupation, but nobody wants to be the bun man for their whole life. Hey, that's where you want to work. If you want to be put in a position where once you learn this, you move to the next thing, you move to the next thing, so that you're challenged each day, so that there's something new to look forward to, so that there's goals set in front of you. You know, the best part of the company that taught me the most, you know, back when I was a young puppy, was they had a program. You do this, this, and this, you advance to this position. You do this, this, and this, and then you advance. And I went all the way from going from answering a blind ad in the newspaper for a management trainee position to being a divisional vice president in that company, because they were able to marry the growth of the company with the growth of the individual and give you continuously more responsibility and actively teach you. So much so that in my particular case, the person that was the de facto head of the company invited me to come and live in his house. He was my major mentor, a gentleman named Bob Anderson, and I learned so much from him. And we made that available to everybody that came in. I mean, you didn't get to live with Bob Anderson, but we would work with you. You were there as a management trainee. Okay, we're going to teach you how to do the skills that you need, people that need the job, and we're also going to teach you how to be a leader, how to be a manager of your own office. So be wary of companies that don't have an organized program where they are constantly trying to develop more leaders. Why? Because you cannot grow as a company unless you have the leadership to be in charge of the different locations. That's one of the things that stops the company, is they expand too soon. They don't put the proper people because they haven't developed them in leadership spots. If you want to be with a company that grows, if you want to grow with the company, make sure they have a program like that. And number 10, nobody at the company can tell you what the company mission is, what their vision is, what their values are. That should be something that's on a front burner, that's on everybody's mind as they get into their car from their home going to work, and even going from work to their home. The mission statement, the vision that people have. Why am I getting up every morning to go to work for this company? What value am I adding? What ultimate goodness am I going to be able to contribute to mankind? Also, what's in it for me? How can I advance? If you're not aware of those things, the vision, the values, the company mission, if that's not clear, and you'll go into a company and people give you the Jackie Gleason, so what's the mission of this company? And they go, hamana, 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 hamana. Okay, they can't say it. That should be crystal clear. Just the same way as when you get married, why do you want to marry this woman, or why do you want to marry this man? Because I love them, because I want to build a future with them, because I want to have a family with them. You have a mission. But sometimes, if the company's mission is not clear, if all they're doing is putting you to busy work, and if you don't have a mission, you don't have a pride of accomplishment. You're not making progress. Progress is the elixir that gets you excited. And if you're going to live your life, you're only here one time. Enjoy it. Get excited. Have a mission. Does that make sense? You know, bad cultures are a disaster, so it's critical that you recognize them early. There's few more important indicators of a company's long-term viability than its culture. Culture determines the decisions that people make each and every day, and it reinforces expectations and promotes the company's values. It transforms a myriad of strengths into a competitive advantage. As opposed to a negative culture, which can be a major disaster, what do? It encourages micromanagement, hyper-competition. It makes everybody look out for their own best interest at the expense of the whole. You don't feel part of the team, you feel like you're an individual and you're only looking out for yourself. You know, we've gone over, 10 of the work signs. Remember, companies are always going to try and show you their best face when you interview for them. If you're still seeing minor issues like these, you're likely going to uncover bigger ones once you start working there. So remember, when you go on an interview, they're interviewing you and you are interviewing them. And find out from people that work there what it's like, because you don't want to live in a toxic society. Does that make sense? And because we're never going to end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's all get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.